Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm back. The vacation is over. I had a great time, but I am back. So welcome and thank you for tuning in today for Reach Out. My special guest today is Mr. DERIC Durden. How are you, DERIC?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I know I've been gone for a week. So just as a reminder, we're talking about reaching out for the goal this month. And so, it's very important for us to reach out. Everybody can do their own part, but when we have goals and a purpose or passion or something that we really, really want to reach, we need to keep it in our minds, stay focused, and be ready to do whatever it is that we need to reach those goals. So it's important to talk about them and hear about different aspects of your goals. So today our topic that we're talking about is growing opportunities to achieve learning. So if you look at that closely, the acronym spell out GOAL. So DERIC, I know you have been with us before, but we always have new people. So we would love to hear about you, what you've been doing, what you have going on.
Okay. Well, I'm just continues to build on the foundation that I already built from the beginning. The first 2 times I came on, I talked about like how I've been reaching out to young individuals. And now, I step back from actually reaching out so much and kind of starting to build on myself, because the only value you can give to other people is what you already have within yourself. And so right now I'm building myself up to the point where I can really have something positive, even more than what I've been giving to those young individuals who I'm reaching out to. And I've been blessed to have, I got a job at a Fortune 300 company, and I'm just trying to, just looking at life from a different perspective and growing, internally, mentally, spiritually, and also physically, just capitalizing off the blessings that life has been giving me.
That's great. It's, it's always, we're always given opportunities and doors open. So it's really, up to us to kind of like beware, don't let them pass by. So that's wonderful that, you're going after those things that you desire to do.
Yes. And, and even from where I'm at now, as we're talking about goals, my goals are even bigger. I want to reach out and start programs and continuously write my books and just continue to be able to have information that might help somebody who's been in my situation and deter some people who might go through what I've been through, and to just give them the best opportunity to succeed and give them the information that they need that might help them reach their goals.
That's awesome. Yes, you have a wonderful story. And if we, have time, we may talk about that a little bit, but it
Okay.
is, just awesome that, my whole platform is about all the things that a person has to go through, whether it is something from their past, something they're going through now, something from at home life is not great, or their peers or whatever. And sometimes life happens, people make mistakes, and sometimes they just give up, that's just it, it's a wrap. But it's not. You can pick yourself up, brush yourself off, learn new things, because new things are all around you, and then overcome those obstacles to build your best life. And that's what you're doing. So that's why it's such a wonderful situation. And what I guess you say, well, why is she always asking me to come on? Because you are what my passion is about:
And
overcoming obstacles and building your best life.
I am totally grateful for every opportunity that you give me to, share, because I know that you're truly passionate about what you're doing. I've met you personally. This is not just something that, just on the fling. And I saw, even when we was able to speak at the same time at the master class, and I saw your passion, and I know you truly passionate about helping young individuals. And so in line with that, that's also in line with my purpose. So I feel like when I'm pointing to you, you also pointing to me. These opportunities are also pointing to me. So, and being able to reach some people who's on your platform who I wouldn't be able to reach without your platform, and they're able to be exposed to some of the things that I'm saying. I'm able to reach individuals who I probably wouldn't be able to reach without your platform. So it's definitely a blessing every time that you ask. So I never wonder why.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I want to welcome some people. I see some people out here. Good evening, Dan. Thank you for tuning in. Deacon Holmes, Agnes. Thank you all, my great supporters and fans. Y'all, I can always depend on you. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I missed y'all last week. I was thinking about y'all. But yeah, we're going to be talking about, again, growing opportunities to achieve learning. So, they always talk about life give you lemonade, but I mean, give you lemons and just make
Hmm.
lemonade. But I say, when life gives you lemons, you can choose to suck on those lemons and get that, oh my goodness, that sour taste and
Right.
just feel all negative. Or you can turn it into something positive and say, hey, I got some lemons. I'm going to make me some nice, ice cold, sweet lemonade. So we have to be open again to what it is that is around us, the situations that we go through, and think about it. It's a situation. I might not like the situation. It may not be something that I wouldn't choose for myself or someone that's close to me. But in every situation, there is a learning experience. So we have to, grasp all that as we go through life. I think it's very.
Totally true. Totally true. So with you saying that, I can go back into my story where I did 17 years in prison. And people always ask me, how was I able to last that long in prison and come out with my mind sharp, you know, because I've seen people who committed suicide. I've seen people who have gave up on life. I've seen the good and the bad. And I've also seen people who come out the same situation and are truly successful. I can name many, from Andre Norman to Wallow 267 to Twan Wynn to Keidron Brewster. It's a number of people who have taken that situation, that struggle, to come out better than they went in. When so many people go in and become worse. And so through that struggle and overcoming those obstacles, one thing that I did do, I got an education. I went and got a degree in computer information technology, and I took the courses that they offered as far as like cognitive intervention that help you think about your thinking. Like, why do I make these certain decisions in these situations? And that was one of the main things that really changed how I thought about my situations. Because we can always look at our situation as something bad or something terrible, but we got to look at it also that we are in certain situations because of our own decisions. And you want to know, like, was I bitter In the beginning, I was bitter because I had certain expectations on other people. And we all know from our experiences, when we have expectations on other people, the only people we setting up to disappoint is ourselves.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, those individuals have the rights to make their own decisions. And if we feel like, oh, this person should or would or could, then that's not fair to them. Because at the end of the day, they have the right to decide to do whatever they decide to do. And yes, sometimes it does hurt. And sometimes, we feel like this individual is is gonna do this a certain way. But at the end of the day, life happens. They might, you know, like for instance, my friends, oh, we're gonna be there for you, such such such. And day by day, somebody fell off. The female that I was involved with, oh yeah, we're gonna be there. We'll never such, such. Boom, they fell off.
Mm.
And as a man, and as anyone, if you take responsibility for your action, then you know and understand that you're the one who put yourself in that situation. And so you can't hold those people um, responsible or expect them to treat you a certain way because you're in that situation when you're responsible for it. So when you're going through that struggle, it's also your responsibility to make it a positive. At the end of the day, it's your decision, like you say, to make it either negative or make it a positive. And it all boils down to our thoughts, how we think about a situation. Because I could
Yes.
have went into prison thinking, oh, I don't have no more life left, and woe is me. But in the opposite of that, I took that opportunity and I made myself a better person. I took the tools that was offered to me, the opportunities that was offered to me, and I came out a whole lot better than I went in. And it's truly a blessing to really have the mind frame to be able to stand up under the pressure of some of the things that I experienced, some of the things that I saw, and to come out and still be a productive citizen.
Yeah, that's amazing. How old were you when you went in?
Nin- 19 turning 20.
19, turning 20. Yeah, so I can imagine, like you say, there were opportunities. You got a degree. You learned something. You did something that some people on the outside were even not able to do. Now, like we have today, regardless of what you are trying to do, you can be a person that's like 99.9% good in every aspect of your life, but there are going to be naysayers, negative people that's going to find something. They could just, they could, spend the night all night long. I said, what can I say by him to tear him down? So were there people there that had the same opportunities that tried to talk you down, like, man, why you want to learn this? Why you taking time to better yourself? Who do you think you are? Did you run into those type people?
Of course, in any type of situation where you're trying to better yourself, there's always some individual who feels like because you're trying to better yourself, you think you're better than them. When all in actuality, there is no competition between me and somebody else because it's about my purpose. If my purpose is to reach
Yes.
a certain goal and you feel like you are good where you at, then you can't fault me for trying to follow my goal. And if you feel like you're comfortable, if you're complacent, if you're okay with where you at, then be comfortable with that. But don't try to force that complacency on me. And so for me, it's like I realize that people, when you're starting to elevate, people are afraid to see you elevate because they're scared that they're going to lose you. They're going to lose that connection. When all actuality, it's about, okay, you see me growing. I should inspire you to do better. Instead of you inspire you to hate me, I should inspire you to do better. And
Yes.
but at the end of the day, it's that person's go back to that person's thinking. It's what they think about it, and they're gonna project. If they're a negative person, they're gonna project negativity onto you. Okay, yeah, I might be doing something positive, but in their mind, they're projecting their negativity on me and saying that because I'm doing something positive, it's negative in their eyesight. But
Mhm.
that's when you, as a person, you have to know and understand that your purpose is greater than what anybody can say about you. Because at the end of the day, they're going to talk about you no matter if you're doing good or bad.
That's
There's
right.
always going to be somebody saying something. So at the end of the day, you have to live a life that's purposeful so that you can feel fulfilled. Even if somebody else is hurt or disappointed about you elevating, that's not your responsibility, because at the end of the day, it falls back on them and how they're thinking. You just got to continue to strive for what you really striving to be and what you're trying to produce.
Yep, that's great. Very, very good. So, uh, if you're listening, you just tuned in. We're talking about growing opportunities to achieve learning, and that is regardless of where you are, but it's up to each of us what we want to do with those opportunities. I can't make decisions for anybody but Deborah. So whether I take advantage of my opportunities or not, I can't blame anybody else. It's me. It's the same as you. But that was some great insight that you shared. And I thank you so much for that. I see Pastor Leonardo Allen has joined us. Thank you for all the kudos and love. Thank you for joining us today. Um, well, one of my questions you already answered, so I won't repeat that. So you told us about, you did take the opportunity to learn, but what event was there any one event or a chain of events that caused you to say, hey, I came in, I was bitter, my friends have turned their backs on me, probably some family members have turned their backs on me, uh, and being negative, but then you decided to, hey, enough of that, enough of self-pity, enough of woe is me. I have an opportunity here and I'm going to go for it. So was there any one event or chain of events that caused you to change your mindset?
When it goes to like learning, I mean, even when I was in like pre-K or kindergarten, I was in talented and gifted classes. So I was always smart. And, growing up, I wasn't in the perfect environment. So there were other issues that kind of like held me back. Or I was going through, emotional baggage because of the relationship with how I grew up. And so, and that's just something that carried with me all the way up to that point, because even when I made the decision that landed me in prison for 17 years, it was because I was trying to be accepted. I was trying to fit in. And really, the people and the things that I was doing wasn't truly lined up with who I really was. And so, knowing that, going into prison and, you know, getting into the classes and going into that introspection, I just really started to, just learn about who I really am. I took off the mask, I took off the facade, trying to be the person who I felt like others wanted me to be. And I just realized that, hey, I'm okay being me. At some point, you just realize that I'm enough, regardless of what other people say, regardless what other people might think. And 9 times out of 10, the people who are judging you are probably in the worst situation than you are. When you got individuals who are achieving more, doing more, being more, they don't have time to look down on you and judge you. It's the people who are not doing really anything, or most of the time they're really not accomplishing anything in life. They got enough free time to be worried about what you got going on. And so, I just realized that, hey, why, why have I been trying to be somebody for people who, and the crazy part, the same people who I was trying to impress were the same people that turned their back on me when I needed them the most. So I've been fighting all this time to prove myself to these people when at the end of the day, they really don't even truly care about me and my well-being. And that reality within itself really helped me to, step into who I am, grow into more positive things, connecting with more positive people. So that that is the chain of events. The one event was just realizing who I am, getting more in tune with myself, and just looking back on the past and how me being something other than who I truly am led me to the situation that I was in.
That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And you said uh, two big words: emotional baggage, emotional baggage. And people don't realize that that can weigh them down more than anything. And that emotional baggage will put so much weight on you that it will keep you from taking one step forward, because you have all this negativity that you're thinking yourself, what other people are saying, remembering, I had it rough here, that was bad, this person didn't like me, that person lied on me, and that bag is just getting heavier and heavier, and you can't move. So until you start taking that stuff out, praying over it, forgiving those people, whether they admit they did wrong or not, throwing that baggage out of that bag, you're not free to make a move, because you can't. It's weighing you down. So
Right.
that's big. That
Right.
emotional
And,
baggage.
and out of what you said, the forgiveness is the most important part, because a lot of times you forgiveness is for you. You might feel like somebody did you wrong, and that person might not never apologize. That person might not never take responsibility for what they did to you. But at the end of the day, when you forgive somebody, you take the weight off yourself. You're not giving them a free pass. You're not saying what they did was okay, but you just freeing yourself to release that negative energy. That's all it is. And so a lot of people continue to hold this negative energy because they feel that forgiving someone is giving them a free ride. And so I think that once we understand that we it gives us, like you say, you use the word freedom. It gives us the freedom to really experience other things when we let go of the things that's been holding us back. And so I just think that forgiveness is the key to out of the things that you said about emotional back. Forgiveness is the most important.
Yep. That's a big one. And some, like you said, people have a hard time with that, like you say, because they feel like you said, well, that person is getting away with something, but they're not, because they're not thinking about you anyway. They're off on their own. They're enjoying life. And you're the one that has that on you, and you're suffering from it. Just, forgive them, let it go, and it's okay. It's okay. And just try it with one situation in your life, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, that was weighing me down all this time, and it was that easy to get rid of it. Forgive them.
Yes.
Yeah, because you never know what people are going through. Some people are just messy. Some people don't know any better. Some people do things because that's the way they saw their family do it, just generational curses that are not good. So, you don't have time to try to figure out other people. So forgive them, let them go, and you can go that much faster, that much further.
Yeah, for sure.
And talking about moving further and faster, um, so life outside of your environment didn't slow down, so we had all the technology changes, different with the words changing, everything just moving, 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 moving. How were you able to maintain the social media, the technology updates and all that, and come out and be so relevant and ready to give of yourself and help others?
Really, is two parts to that, because I can also, I can talk about the people who, turned their back on me, but there's also family members that actually stood in my corner the whole time, and they really had an impact, and they kept me connected to what society had going. From, they sent me magazines or newspapers, talking to them on the phone and just having conversations about technology and what's going on. And so that connection with the people who were still, a part of my life and supporting me through my situation, that was part of it. And also, inside of prison, there are rules, you know, but there's also rules that are broken. And so in prison, I actually had a cell phone at some point, and I was utilizing it to, get on social media, find out different things and connect with technology and, actually have my hands on it. So I was able to connect and stay up with what's going on in society through that means. And so the combination of those two, it really gave me a heads up when I did transition back into society. And that's why I'm able to, do some of the things I did. I'm able to do at this point in time.
Okay, that's good. And you are froze, but your voice is still moving, so I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah,
You can hear me, right?
yeah, you're froze on my screen too, so
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what that is.
All right. All right. So, um, a great way to learn is to ask questions or connect with someone else who has been there, done that. That someone has the expertise that you desire to learn, someone that is living the life or in the position, profession, or whatever that you would like to experience. And a lot of times people feel like it's not okay to ask questions or ask for help, and it is. So, can you tell our parents out there how to connect positively with their children in order to keep the lines of communication open so that they can help their, oh, I lost him. And I'm just talking. Okay, so I am going to wait until Derek comes back to ask that question. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I think this is a great opportunity because learning is all around us. Um, so we can learn uh, as we go because those opportunities are there a lot of times. But a lot of times we're so busy focused on going somewhere or doing things according to what we're thinking that we miss those opportunities around us. So as you do your thing in life, always take that time to, well, they say, stop and smell the roses, so you can slow down to see those things that are beneficial that you may be missing. Okay, Derek was having a little technical difficulty, so I was trying to see if he was able to come back on before I went ahead. But that question I was asking him was about parents having a positive, open line of communication with their children. And that, to me, that helps our children to understand how to really communicate. Because a lot of people say, when I was working, that was one big item that was always on your performance review: communication. And I would always wonder why, my communication was just always just average. But as I have grown and learned, communication is not just the back and forth speaking and responding to what you hear. So learning to really communicate and explaining to your children how to really communicate is very essential for all parents, educators, everybody that is going to help a young person. So one of the big things as part of communication is listening. And I know you often may hear people talking about, oh, if you want to learn how to communicate, go to Toastmasters. And you may say, well, I don't want to learn how to give speeches. Toastmasters is so much more about learning how to give speeches per se. So there you can actually learn different aspects of communication, and listening is a big one. You really learn how to listen. So you have to evaluate other people when they give their speeches. You listen for things that are said throughout the meeting so you can pick up on them and respond quickly. So what if I had to say anything, first and foremost, it would be listen. Don't try to always talk when you're communicating with your young people. Listen to what they have to say, really hear them, really try to understand what it is they're saying and where they're coming from. Their world is totally different than it was 10 years, 20, 40, 50 years ago. So what may have been relevant to you and they're saying something different, you want to dismiss them as, oh, so you don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you. But things have really changed. So take that opportunity to really listen, find out what's going on. That way you can address situations as they come and you're not, hit on the blind side. So you have a child and they just completely fall off the rail. Their self-esteem is gone, shot. They're doing things that is like really unlike them. You find out their grades are slipping. Why? Because you weren't communicating. You weren't listening to them. You weren't looking for those nonverbals. You weren't listening for what they were not saying. Because, if you say, how's it going in school? And you say, I'm looking pleasant. And they say, oh, it's going great. Do I look like it's going great? No. So you have to look at those things. You ask about school and the head goes down. They may respond with positive words, but you have to look at those actions and reactions to what you're saying. So communication, really communicating is one of those big things. Being there for them. Because when you're there for them, you're supporting them, they feel like, hey, my parents, they got my back. They got my back. When they do accomplish something, if it's something that's small, they got great attendance. They was on time for class every day. Applaud them. Congratulations. Because for someone to give someone accolades for that, what does that tell you? There's so many people that don't. So they're appreciating that this child is being on time or had perfect attendance. So that's something for you to applaud them for. Any opportunity you get to applaud your child, applaud your child. But things like this really help you connect with them, because you're quick to bash them when they do something wrong. So you have to be as quick to give them shout outs when they do something right. So you want to be open with them as soon as you can communicate with them, and you want to build it throughout their lifetime so you can have close communication when the times get rough. Remember those lemons? We want to take those lemons and turn them into lemonade. So you got to be there and be able to communicate effectively with your child. And the last question that I had for Derek was to give our young men some tips on getting the most out of life by learning new concepts that will assist them in building their best life. So in order to do that, again, you have to be open, you have to listen, you have to be motivated, you have to be intentional. But first and foremost, as I always say, you have to know where it is you're going. So my name is Deborah Smith. I'm a life coach and I live in Jacksonville, Florida, right? And I say, oh, I'm having a barbecue and everyone's invited. So you can come tomorrow. It starts at 6 Eastern Standard Time. And that's all I say. So I invited everybody, but I didn't give you my address. I didn't tell you what side of town I live on. Hopefully you can't, reverse look me up. So how are you going to get here? You don't know how. So how are you going to reach those goals if you don't know how? So write them down, make them plain, take them and break them up into bite-sized nuggets so that you can chip away at them and work yourself through them. Because if it is your purpose, you're going to have the skills to get them done. You just got to put in the work so you can get it done. So thank you so much for tuning in. Derek, I hope you finish looking at this at a later time. And so I thank you so much for the information that you provided, and you gave us great nuggets of information at the beginning. So I don't think people missed out on anything. So again, thank you so much. And y'all, I know I will have him back on next year, beginning of next year probably. So he'll have opportunity to come back. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please join me Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Thursday Live with Coach Deborah. I'll be here. Like I said, I'm back. And I'm having fun. So I will be here Thursday, the 19th. Please join me. Key items leads to learning and success. And that's talking about those skills. Key items leads to learning and success. Please make sure that you check out my website, which is www.buildyourbestlife.org. That's www.buildyourbestlife.org. And there you can read my blogs that come out at 10 a.m. each Monday. So I left one of those for you last week. So I hope you enjoyed it. But make sure you check out those blogs. You can see my calendar of events, and you should be able to go out there and see that our 2023 Grateful Conference begins Monday, November 13th. We have some great speakers this year, so check out the calendar. And then the events that I offer, or services that I offer. I am a life coach, so I do coach. I offer consultations. So if you're not sure that a coach is someone that will benefit you, you can always get a free consultation. Talk to me. Let's talk about it. If you have a child or a grandchild or someone that you want to get some coaching services for, feel free to email me or contact me. iMessage, or you can email me at byblwdsmith@gmail.com. That's bybldsmith@gmail.com. We can discuss that. I'm also available for speaking, webinar speaking. And as you know, I did write a book to go along with my platform, Build Your Best Life. And this book is an awesome tool for everybody because it's about your life, your actions, and your credibility and overcoming obstacles to build your best life. If you go out on my website, you can order your autographed copy. You will get it quickly because I have them in stock. If you prefer the Kindle version, feel free to go out on Amazon.com and get your Kindle version. But again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I missed you. I hope you missed me as well, but I am back and looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. So remember, as you go along your busy day, you may encounter a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Stop. Reach out and give the young man a helping hand. If we all reach out and assist, we can help so many more people. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I will be looking for you this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to like my Build Your Best Life page. Thank you. Be blessed.